Oh, hi everyone, how are you? Dallas here from Body Fabulous Pregnancy Fitness. I'm jumping in, I'm all sweaty. I've just taught a spin class, a cycle class, which I love, but I'm often asked if cycle classes are suitable during pregnancy and postpartum. So I'm going to give you a few tips. Personally, when I was pregnant, I did teach in the first half of my pregnancy. However, it got to the point where it was really hard to lift my knees because my belly was in the way. So let's just talk about, first of all, bike setup. So even if you're riding just a bike in the gym or you want to do a cycle class, I'm just going to switch my camera around. So as you can see, here's the bike. So you need to make sure when you set it up, the handlebars are really high and the saddle or the seat is also high. So this is the bike I was on. You need to make sure the handlebars are at least the same height as the saddle, okay? That is going to protect your lower back. So when you're on the bike, you don't want to be leaning right forward over the handlebars and hurting your lower back. You also want to make sure, now these seats, or these saddles, the technical name, in spin classes, they're really firm, they're quite uncomfortable, which I know particularly postpartum, it's probably not something you want to be sitting on if you've had, stitches or you've got, uncomfortable downstairs. And also during pregnancy as well. You are a little bit more tender down there because of the hormones in your body. You can buy a little gel padding to put on these bikes. However, if it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel right, don't do it, okay? It's really important. You've got to listen to your body and make sure what you're doing is comfortable. So if those bikes aren't comfortable, you can on the gym floor move on to the bikes that have like the raised back behind. That's going to give you a lot more support and the seat is wider. Now let's talk about the pace at which you ride. Now I love this sign that's in my spin class. It says you want to ride like you stole it. Now, pregnant and postpartum ladies, you don't want to ride like you stole the bike. Okay? The pace that you go, and it's kind of hard when you're in a spin class because I know there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of adrenaline, but the pace that you want to go while you're in a spin class, all these people, and it looks like a bit of a disco, you see the disco ball there, a lot of high energy, and that's why I love teaching it. But you want to go at a pace that is about a 7 or 8 out of 10. You don't want to go at your maximum pace and exhaust yourself. Another thing you want to do is make sure you're positioned in a spot right here where the fan is, okay? So you need lots of air, particularly if you're pregnant, to stay cool. And just making sure you're going at the right pace. Now on the bikes as well, if you haven't done a spin class, there's this little dial here. And that's the tension that we add on the bike. And as an instructor, we talk you through the tension. So I talk through and say, you want to go about a 70% out of 100 or a 7 out of 10. And then we build up. And a lot of the time we have high tension on the load, on the bar, on the bike. And we go at a fast pace. So you need to as well listen to your own body. You need to inform your instructor before the class that you are pregnant or postpartum, and you don't have to go, as I said, that 10 out of 10, and you don't have to have full tension on the dial. You do need a little bit of tension because what happens if you don't have enough tension on the dial is you actually bounce up and down in this hard saddle. So you need a bit of tension on the dial, but you also need to work within your own pace, okay? But don't feel like you have to do a... And always make sure, you do let the instructor know, or if you don't know someone who's certified in pregnancy and postpartum fitness, more than welcome for you to reach out and ask me some questions, or jump into my Facebook community, the BFAB Squad, and I can answer some more questions there, because I know there's a lot of women who love cycling, who have been doing triathlons, or who want to build up to triathlons, and it's fantastic. It is a low impact and stable way to exercise. Rather than running, your hips are supported, but you do need to make sure you're set up correctly. So as I said, I'll just recap. You need to make sure your handlebars are higher or at least the same height as your saddle. The saddle or the seat is really firm. If that's feeling uncomfortable for you, don't push through it. Don't do a spin class, okay? Particularly through your pelvic floor. When you're positioned on the bike too, another thing I didn't mention is you need to keep your eyes on the road. So you need to look straight ahead, forward. We're not going to look down at the pedals, okay? Because once again, that's going to move your posture out of alignment. And yeah, go at your own pace. So you want to stay within that 7 or 8 out of 10. You don't want to be going 10 out of 10, and just make sure you're working within that tension on the dial. And last final reminder, you don't want to ride like you stole the bike, okay? So keep that in mind. And that goes for any form of exercise during pregnancy and postpartum. Don't run like you're running like you've stolen something. Don't ride like you've stolen something. Go at a slower pace and listen to your body. That helps. All right, I'm exhausted. That's my second spin class. I did one last night too, so I need to go home and chillax. Well, that's a bit hard. School holidays, kids are there. Anyway, guys, any questions, please reach out, let me know. I hope that helps you. A few tips on cycling and riding and doing spin classes during pregnancy and postpartum. But above all, you've got to trust your body and only do what feels right. Take care.